Topping today's news, Prime Minister Davis addresses the business community concerns regarding revenue collection. Bahamians flown out of Jamaica ahead of Hurricane Beryl. Haitian gangs declare war on the newly arrived Kenyan police. And the search continues for missing American Taylor Casey. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. It is a pleasure to have you join us. One day after the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commander Bertram Bowleg said the Financial Action Task Force was only doing its job following complaints of heavily armed officers storming certain businesses along with agents from the Department of Inland Revenue to collect taxes, Prime Minister Philip Davis has heard the cries of the business community. On Monday afternoon in the House of Assembly, opposition member for St. Barnabas, Shannon Dawn Cartwright, called on the government to address this matter.
And the reality is for businesses, for Bahamian businesses, to see armed personnel, heavily armed personnel coming into businesses, Madam Speaker, it is a real problem in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It sends a bad signal, Madam Speaker. It sends a bad signal to entrepreneurs in this country and people who want to get involved with business. And there has to be a better way, Madam Speaker, other than having 4, 5, and 6 armed guards coming into a business, Madam Speaker. When you think about the impact of that, as I've said, Madam Speaker, we're not talking about endorsing businesses that are not compliant with the law or what is expected of them, but something that clearly is wrong to the point now where businesses and the Chamber of Commerce and so forth are talking about this issue.
The Prime Minister shared the concerns of the business community and said he has instructed Revenue Collection Task Force to adjust their approach going forward.
I accept what the St. Barnabas said. I was moved by what I was saying. It was the thought of it was the enforcement unit. They thought they had to show force to enforce. But in this instance, I've expressed that there's a better way, as you have pointed out, and that better way will be employed going forward. I don't expect to see scenes as we've seen that's going around in the barrel, with men going into businesses, unless it is a necessary escalation of issues that might apply. And in some instances, the advice I was given was that the armed person was present because they were collecting cash as well as from some establishment, and they were there for purposes of protecting the cash.
Last week, executives of CBS Bahamas posted video to social media of a team from Revenue Collection entering their store unannounced while carrying out site inspections. But among them were 4 to 5 heavily armed Defense Force officers with machine guns. There was also a complaint by the managing director at Palm Key Gated Community in eastern New Providence, and the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation also expressed their concerns about those tactics. Hurricane Beryl has strengthened into a Category 5 Atlantic hurricane, the earliest on record, as it powers across the Caribbean after bringing devastation to the Windward Islands, where at least 1 person is dead. Its intensity also marks just the second time an Atlantic hurricane has reached Category 5 status in the month of July, after Emily did so in July of 2005. Beryl's maximum sustained winds have increased to nearly 160 miles per hour with higher sustained gusts. Beryl is expected to still be near major hurricane intensity as it moves into the central Caribbean and passes near Jamaica with life-threatening winds and storm surge on Wednesday. As a result, the government of the Bahamas sent a 50-seater airplane to Jamaica today to collect Bahamian students who want to leave the island and fly back to the Bahamas until the hurricane passes. Here in the Bahamas, we will feel the effects of the hurricane's outer bands that will bring increased winds, higher seas, and thunderstorms, particularly in the southern Bahamas. Many Bahamians have their eyes on the unfolding situation in Haiti. At first, it seemed as if gangs in Haiti would put down their arms and cooperate with the new transitional government led by interim Prime Minister Gary Corneille. But things seem to have changed in recent days as Haitian gang leaders are now defiant against the arrival of Kenyan police officers to Haiti on a one-year peacekeeping mission. One gang leader, called Barbecue, says they will not allow foreign troops to murder people in their country and that they will fight to defend their country and its integrity. He called on the interim prime minister to negotiate, to which Corneille outrightly refused, demanding that the gangs lay down their arms. Meanwhile, on the ground, many Haitian citizens have welcomed the arrival of the Kenyan police so they can return to their normal daily lives, as nearly 500,000 Haitians have been forced to leave their homes in fear of gang violence. Kenya is leading a United Nations supported multinational force into Haiti in an attempt to restore law and order. And finally, in this segment, the Royal Bahamas Police Force wishes to inform the public that investigations continue into the disappearance of 41-year-old Taylor Casey of Chicago, Illinois. According to preliminary reports, employees of a local yoga retreat notified the police on Thursday, June 20th, that Taylor had not shown up for any classes that day. Immediately, officers from the Paradise Island Police Station and the Marine Support Services began a search on both land and sea using aerial drones, canine units, and other technology in an effort to locate Ms. Taylor. The officers' search efforts led to the discovery of Taylor's journal and the retrieval of her cell phone from nearby waters. In addition, other personal effects have been found. However, her American passport has not been located. This is a matter that is a priority for the police and the government of the Bahamas. The police say they will continue to work arduously, doing everything that they can to locate Ms. Taylor and ensure her safe return to her family. You're listening to JCN News TV 14. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.